Hello, everyone, and welcome to MeowMix, the Carolina Panthers podcast. My name is Steven.
My name is Jerry. Let's take a look around the NFC South. We're going to go ahead and look at their off seasons, kind of what they've done, what they haven't done. We're going to go ahead and start with the Atlanta Falcons. So, go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, the big news for the Falcons, I guess, was bringing in Todd Gurley as their running back, getting rid of Devontae Freeman, who I believe is still out there as a free agent.
He is. No one signed him.
Would you consider bringing Devontae Freeman in here if we could get him super cheap?
Nope.
Would he not be a better backup
to
McCaffrey than Mike Davis?
Nope.
You don't think so?
Nope.
Is he healthy?
Not in the past multiple years.
That's true. Is that your main concern with him?
I just don't think he has anything left.
Okay. He's not that old.
I just think those few years where they ran him a lot, I think he just wore out. That happens to running backs.
All right. They also got rid of Austin Hooper. Their tight end, brought in Hayden Hurst. And yeah, I mean, what else?
They picked up Laquan Treadwell, just another receiver, defensive end Dante Fowler, cornerback Darqueze Dennard, and linebacker Dion Buchanan.
Dion Buchanan.
Yes, stupid. Actually, I had a pop-up happen right there when I was reading his name. That's why I said stupid.
I hate that guy. He's so stupid.
They also drafted cornerback A.J. Terrell. That would seem very high to draft him when they did. It was shocking, actually, whenever they did.
I remember
16th overall, cornerback out of Clemson. Then they went and got Auburn's defensive tackle Marlon Davidson, 47th pick. Matt Hennessy, center. And then the rest of the guys I'm not going to read off. But how do you feel about this team?
I don't feel good about the team. I mean, they've got, bringing Dan Quinn back again. Right? Second year with Dirk Cutter as their offensive coordinator. So they should maybe be a little better on offense if you like Dirk Cutter. I don't really know. Calvin Ridley, of course, he's always going to be compared to DJ Moore because they were drafted back-to-back in the same draft. So I feel like the Falcons are a 7-9 team. I just always feel like the Falcons are a 7-9.
I agree. I think this is Dan Quinn's last stand. I thought last year was, but I think they go about 7-9, like you said. I think they missed the playoffs. I think Dan Quinn's fired. They're gonna do a complete overhaul next season. Julio Jones may even go somewhere else.
I was gonna say I could easily see Dan Quinn being fired during the season. I think if they start off, 2-6 or something like that. They start off really slow last year, so if they do the same thing, then could easily see him being let go.
And this,
sorry to my good friend Meredith, big Falcons fan. Don't think he got it this year. Sorry. Shout out to Meredith.
Now moving on to the New Orleans Saints. Last year they were 13-3. This year they got rid of Teddy Bridgewater left in free agency, and they got Jameis Winston as their backup quarterback. They also added dirt cheap running back Ty Montgomery. Emmanuel Sanders went there. I think that's their biggest signing.
Yeah, maybe. I mean,
who else?
Emmanuel Sanders he's old now.
He looked good last year, though. Let's be honest. I mean, they haven't really had a good number 2 in a long time. Ted Ginn is not a good.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I like the Emmanuel Sanders signing for them. I think it's kind of perfect for that offense.
I do too.
He's just going to be that almost possession receiver at this point in his career, but he's going to catch everything thrown at him, and he can still make plays. You know. Yeah. I mean, the Saints are going to be great. Saints are probably going to win 13 games.
Quit jumping on saying what you think they're going to win. They also added safety Malcolm Jenkins, and they lost, like we said, Teddy Bridgewater, Eli Apple, both coming here. Now, as for their draft picks, they drafted Cesar Ruiz, center guard from Michigan, on 24th pick, Zach Bond, linebacker, Wisconsin, and then they just, late round picks that won't really make a difference. This team was set up good last year. I expect them to do the same thing. The only thing that I think could hold them back is Drew Brees hitting that wall.
Yeah, maybe. He's tailed off a little bit towards the end of each of the last couple seasons.
Mm-hmm.
And then they've won 13 games the last couple of seasons anyway. So I think the combination of the skill players that they still have on that team, and still have Michael Thomas on that team, still have Alvin Kamara on that team.
Maybe.
You don't need to throw the ball very far. Well, they came out today and said Kamara's coming back to practice tomorrow. So they're going to figure out a way to make that work. But you don't have to throw the ball far to get it to those guys, and then they can take it the rest of the way. Just like we were talking about with the Panthers. Got a lot of guys that can make plays. So I expect them to – can I say what I expect them to win now, Jerry?
Yeah.
13 games.
Yeah, that's what I had
for
them
the
at.
third
13.
year in a row. 13-3.
I could also see them go 12-4 with our division. Our division's tough. But I don't see them really falling off, like I said, unless Drew Brees hits that wall, shows his age, and will retire at the end of the season.
They just have too much going for him.
Yeah.
I mean, Sean Payton will never leave until the Cowboys pay him enough money, I guess. And Drew Brees, maybe his last year, and he's going to want to go out on top. So, is Jameis Winston the starting quarterback for the Saints next year?
No.
I don't. Is Drew Brees?
No, I don't think Drew Brees is either. Didn't Drew Brees sign
TBD?
A contract to be a? I think he's already signed his contract to be a commentator for whenever he retires.
Yeah.
I think he signed it this offseason, so I think he's already mentioned that he's only sticking around for one more year. And for some reason, they want Taysom Hill to be a thing. They're paying him way too much.
There's no way Taysom Hill is the starting quarterback for them next year. Do you know how old Taysom Hill is?
Yeah, he's like 28, 29.
I think he's older than that.
Why
I think he's 30.
Oh, okay.
He'll be he just turned 30. So he'll be 31 before the season next year. And that's usually pretty old for a first-time starting quarterback.
Yeah, I don't know why they paid him so much money in the offseason. That was so weird.
I mean, they use him in a lot of different ways, but that'd be like us paying Joe Webb that kind of money, and that was never going to happen.
Exactly.
So. Is Taysom Hill better than Joe Webb?
No. Well, actually, probably, but
probably, but not enough.
I just wanted to say no here. Come on, let's move on from Taysom Hill. All right, now the last team in the NFC South besides the Carolina Panthers, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I will go ahead and they were 7-9 last year. The key additions: Tom Brady, Rob Gronkowski, offensive tackle Joe Haig. Off-season losses.
Leonard Fournette.
Oh, yeah. Leonard Fournette was signed. Pending signing. Off-season losses, they lost Jameis Winston, 30-30. Running back Peyton Barber, Rashad Perryman, who had a nice season last year. DeMar Dotson, Carl Nesbitt, and safety Andrew Adams. Let's just be honest. This is going to be the Pats of the South right now. That's what they're going for. Bruce Arians is a great-minded coach. Tom Brady is one of the all-time greats. And this is going to be...
let's be honest. This is maybe the best offensive talent that Tom Brady's ever played with.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, you could argue 2007 when they set all the records and you had Randy Moss on the team, and that was a great offense. But I mean, you got Mike Evans and Godwin, and
OJ Howard and
now you bring in Leonard Fournette, Gronk if he's healthy, OJ Howard, who actually I saw on a list of players that could be cut. Oddly enough, not sure about that. That defense is going to be improved. They've got a good defensive coordinator in Todd Bowles. I don't know, man. I'm expecting big things from them. I know people are down on Tom Brady. If Tom Brady can be what he was last year, even he's got the better offensive talent around him to make more of what he was last year. I think they're easily a 12-win team. And I'm sorry I jumped in again. And I told you what my prediction was.
I'll go ahead and start my prediction. I think they're actually going to start off rough. I don't think they're going to come out of the gates lightning in a bottle. I think the pandemic has hurt this team worse than expected. Now, originally I was expecting no Leonard Fournette, and I think that helps them a lot, especially at the beginning because you can run the ball while the rest of the offense is getting up to speed. I think running the ball is just a pretty normal situation because I originally had them going 9-7, and I had them going down the stretch winning games to make a wild card run.
Yeah, sort of like their biggest hole on offense was running back, and now they take a guy who could easily give them 1,200 rushing yards. Might be an asshole, might be a locker room, cancer, but you've got Tom Brady there, you've got Gronkowski there, you've got leaders now on that team that have been there before and can tell him,
I mean, who's going to talk?
You're going to mouth off to Tom Brady?
Yeah, no one's going to do that. I mean, if you do, you're going to have your bags packed before you get off the field.
Yeah. And then they're in no worse situation than they already were.
Yeah.
And Arians likes Ronald Jones, who's their supposed starting running back before Leonard Fournette got there. Yeah, I mean, you mentioned they lost Brashard Perryman. He looked really good like the last 5 games of the year. He had some big games when there were some injuries to the other guys. So I don't think that's going to hurt them that much. Yeah, I think they're just going to have a really good season.
I do. I think they're going to struggle at the beginning. Like I said, and it may not be 9-7 because, like I said, that was kind of my prediction before Leonard Fournette. And I think running the ball early could really help out that team. So,
I mean, Brady... I'll ask you this. Does Brady throw 30 touchdowns like Jameis Winston did last year? Because he definitely isn't going to throw 30 interceptions.
No. Yeah, I think he does.
Yeah, so he's 30 touchdowns and 10 interceptions at most. I mean, 10 interceptions would be a lot for Tom Brady. That's enough of an improvement there to win them probably 3 more games than they won last year. And I don't have what they won last year in front of me.
7-9.
But... yeah, so I mean that's 10-6 at minimum, and I think that they will be better than that. So I don't know that they start off slow either. I think.
Well, you want to do a beer bet earlier? Do you want to do one on the Bucs?
Sure.
10.5 over under.
Oh God, yeah, give me that easy
beer bet. It's not of the week, so I don't know what to do there. Beer bet. So I'll take the under.
11 wins by week 13.
Like I said, I think they're gonna go off slow.
They could, but I think they've been having a lot more practices than.
Oh, they definitely have.
Legally, they're allowed to.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean,
Tom
we know
Brady
was out in March practicing with these guys at like the height of the pandemic.
Not only that, do you remember when he went into Byron Leftwich's neighbor's house when he wasn't supposed to have no contact with coaches, but somehow he had a bag packed to stay at his house.
Yeah, they'll figure that out. I don't know about Gronkowski though. I mean, do you think Gronkowski is going to be 60% of what he was the last year he played?
I mean, things coming out of camp have said he has not looked that great. I think Arians said that the Florida heat. He needs to get used to the Florida heat, which is not a good thing for your coach to say. Why do you play in Florida?
Yeah, I mean, he was playing around with some wrestling, over the last couple years, or last year, I guess, but you don't have to be in great shape to be a professional wrestler. He's Ron Gronkowski. He doesn't have to do anything other than show up.
He lost a lot of weight when he retired. I mean, there was pictures of him that it was kind of creepy looking at how much he lost. I mean, he's still in a human being, fantastic shape. Let's put it that way. Like, if you and me stood next to him, it would be like,
of course, like the football player.
Yeah.
The guy that's like 4 inches taller than everybody else. And one of the greatest things about Rob Gronkowski, outside of his obvious, touchdowns and receptions, was he's a great blocker. Mm-hmm. He's always been a great blocker. One of the best blocking tight ends ever, according to Tom Brady. So if he loses that strength, to become a great blocker, then that's a big deal.
It really is.
So, all right. So it sounds like we're both probably taking the Saints to win the division.
Yep.
And then Bucs, Falcons, Panthers TBD.
Yeah.
Because we will talk about the Panthers in our schedule breakdown preview show next week.
Yeah. Next week we'll probably come on with that schedule breakdown. I would say probably Monday, and then Thursday or Friday we'll come out with our game preview, because by the time this podcast is released, the NFL kicks off in a week.
Yeah.
I did not think I would see that actually happen. I thought we were not going to get here.
Yeah, a lot of people didn't think that the NFL would start on time, and I don't see what's going to stop it at this point.
I am so shocked, but at the same time so pleasantly happy how well they have done with this pandemic.
Yeah, 7 days until the Chiefs. Who are the Chiefs play?
I don't know. It's football.
Let's see. NFL schedule 2020. The Texans visit the Chiefs.
Oh, that would be a fun game.
8:20 Thursday, September 10th. Deshaun Watson, Patrick Mahomes, NBC. Damn, I'm excited.
I am so excited. And then,
the Panthers, by the way, are just a little spoiler alert for our game preview. Right now, they are 3-point underdogs
at home. That doesn't surprise me. No one knows what this Panthers team is. I don't know what this Panthers team is. We have our game schedule or game-by-game schedule next week that we're going to go over.
It's going to be really hard to do.
It really is.
It's going to almost be impossible. Mm-hmm. We're basically just going to have to determine what the other team is and what we think our team is. Mm-hmm. So, all right. Well, we'll be back before that next game, so maybe we'll do a little quick beer bet or something on the Chiefs-Texans. That'll be fun.
Okay. So, we want to thank everybody for listening. If you have any questions or comments, email us at mailbag@meowmixpodcast.com. If you leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts, we'll read your comment on the air. Check out our YouTube. You can just Google or search it, MeowMix Podcast or MeowMix Carolina Panthers Podcast, and we should pop up there. Please like and subscribe there. That's all I've got, folks.
Yeah, until early next week when we start our 2 podcasts a week schedule.
Bum, bum, bum.
Everybody stay safe. Keep pounding.